Hey, it's great to be with you again today. Um, in your life, have you ever been around a family member, a friend, a coworker, someone that you're involved with often who constantly complains about everything? There's always something wrong with the job. There's always something wrong with the government. There's always something wrong with their husband or their wife or their kids or the job or the car or the community or the right. And every time we see them, they constantly are just downing everything, and it becomes overwhelming and it starts to seep into us. And we're just like, I need to distance myself from them a little bit, just because, not that I don't love them, but it's starting to affect me. But let's change the scenario. What happens if it's us? What happens if we've become that person who speaks negatively all the time about everything, about our kids, about our husband or wife or our job or community or country, right? There's always something wrong, and it comes out of our mouth, and we start to influence those around us by our negative impact, our negative words. Proverbs 18:21 says the tongue can speak life or death. We get to choose, right? You know, if we go through our lives constantly criticizing and constantly downing everything around us, we are not being grateful for the things that God has blessed us with. And God pours out blessings on us all the time. And sometimes we are so focused on the negative around us that we don't take the time to see all of the good, because there is a ton of good out there. But the news and the media and everybody else focuses so much on what is wrong that we miss what God is doing. We miss the beauty around us. We miss the awesome blessings that are happening. We see things that are great in our country, in our world, in our own lives, in our own families, that we so often miss because we're so focused on what's wrong instead of focusing on God. You see, when we start to focus on how God is working and what God is doing, then we start to be filled with His Spirit, right? We get to invite His Spirit in and say, God, I see what you're doing. I am so grateful for what's happening in my life and the way that you're acting and the way that you're moving and you're shaking and things are happening. When we start to focus on that, then people see this joy that comes out of us, because you see, we get our joy from God, not on events, not on happenings in our lives. We get joy from God. And when we let that joy come out of us, when others see that joy, then they start to be drawn to us, not because of who we are, but because of the way the Spirit is working through us. You see, the choice is ours. We can speak words of death, or we can speak words of life. Let us choose life. May God continue to pour out His grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.